Hi, I'm Bybreen and welcome to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. Today we've got this fabulous new moon in Aquarius, and coincidentally it's also the Chinese New Year, so we're moving into the year of the fire monkey. So we have west meeting east, east meeting west, harmoniously coming together. Well, under this new moon cycle, so it's residing in the sign of Aquarius, so you might have this desire, a very strong desire and need to show up in a very expansive, unique way. And what's really important to you is this sense of self-expression. There's a strong need for you to really articulate your emotional needs, wants and desires. And so therefore people around you may experience you as being emotionally distant. But what you're trying to do is to kind of revolutionize your self-image. So it could be about cutting away from your usual ways of self-expression or rituals, or you could have a complete change of image. So because we've got the new moon, which is in Aquarius, it's ruled by Uranus, and so the moon is also sextiling Uranus. And what this signature is about cutting away from the past image or way of being that's anchoring you in a way that's not liberating you in the direction in which you want to move in. Particularly because we've got the North Node in Virgo and it's moving direct this week. So it's very much a sense of aligning yourself with where it is you really do want to go. So the sun is also there with the moon because it's a new moon. So what you're trying to do is to reconcile this sense of your personal image as well as your personal strong will, as well as the needs of your higher mind. So what you're aiming to do under this new moon is bring these different facets of your personality together. Because it's in Aquarius, there's a sense of emotional objectivity, but also it's a great way to harmonize and connect with your friends and your family. There might be lots of entertaining that's going around in your home environment, for example, but also there's this greater connection to humanitarian causes. And so you're moving away from the very egocentric perspective, if you look at the opposition to Aquarius, which is Leo, and you're moving into this sense of being connected to other people and having an understanding of where you are in relation to other people. So it's a very, very positive aspect, this new moon. And so for the next month, it's about how you go about revitalizing your own personal image. Now, alongside this new moon, there are also other aspects that are taking place, and some which could be seen as heightened sensitivity and also areas of conflict. And the reason for this is because there are a number of aspects being made to the sensitive sign of Chiron, which is residing in the sign of Pisces. So with Chiron, we're dealing here with wounds, our personal wounds or the collective wounds. So we've got, first of all, we have Venus, which is sextiling Chiron. And here, what's actually happening is this sense of, do you truly own your values? Because if you don't own your values, you're going to find yourself embroiled in a baptism of fire. And the reason for this is because you've been idolizing someone else, something else, and projecting your own values onto this other person or situation. And as a result of this, you can be disappointed and let down. But that's because you're not owning your own values. So it's a wonderful time for you to reconnect with what it is that you really believe in and follow that. You may find that you're coming across people this particular week whereby there's a sense of déjà vu. You may feel as if you know them or you've met them before, but they could be quite synchronous in the meeting. And the reason for this is because you might find these people are bringing you new ideas, new insights, business opportunities. There could be a sense that you are experiencing this wonderful journey of your own personal development, and the people who are coming into your world around this time are going to aid you on your journey. So it's a very, very lovely element that's going on between, we've got Venus and we have Chiron. Alongside this we have Pluto, which is also sextiling Chiron, and Pluto and Venus are conjuncting each other. So firstly with the conjunction, Where you have Venus and Pluto, here's about, you may find you're involved in a really intense relationship. It could be an intimate relationship or a friendship relationship or a business relationship. Whatever the type of relationship it is, it's a very intense, could be around a love affair, as I say. And as a result of this relationship, it might ignite some of your past wounds. And because of this, you may be behaving in a way that could come across as being quite possessive or jealous, and this pushes your partner away. And here is another indication that you haven't potentially dealt with the wounds from the past, or you're not feeling secure in yourself around your own values. So this Venus conjuncting Pluto is an opportunity for you to realign yourself around what truly matters. Then moving into where we've got Pluto sextiling Chiron, this is about deep transformation, and the transformation that takes place around the use and misuse of power. So it's connected to Chiron, so it could be where you have experienced woundedness around power issues, but because it's a sextile, it's an opportunity for you now to really begin transforming that pain, transforming that energy, and connecting to your deep instincts and trusting them. As a result of doing this, you're able to transform that pain, and that then leads you into helping others do exactly the same thing. So it's a very healing signature if you're paying attention to what the energies are suggesting you may be able to benefit from. Moving on, we also have Mars in relationship to Chiron, and so Mars is about assertion, and it could be a time where you're feeling very confident, very powerful around your leadership and your ability to connect with people, which all sounds great. The positive in continuing with this positive signature, it's also the possibility whereby you're able to connect with and to confront someone over an issue that you may have been avoiding in the past, and so that gives you the courage and the confidence to do so. But instead of rushing in like a bull in a china shop, it's more that you'll have the compassion to be able to approach the situation so that you're able to hear the other person's point of view. They're feeling confident in terms of expressing that viewpoint, and because you're both being heard and you're clearing the air, it gives you both the opportunity to exercise different choices as you move forward in your relationship. Now, the downside to that particular signature is because you're coming across as really confident and self-assured and you know what you're doing, you could also be somebody who operates in a way that in the external world you're seen as this fabulous person, but in your intimate relationships or the people who are really close to you, they're experiencing the negative side of the signature, which is that you could be quite moody or bullish or quite aggressive to those who are nearby you. So what's being suggested here is that the way that you're able to take the magnifying glass and to look at situations and to confront other people about things that really do need to be dealt with, it's about turning that magnifying glass back onto yourself and looking at the negative aspects of your behaviour that on the outside world everyone thinks you're fabulous, but actually those who are close to you experience you in a different type of way. So because we've got this Chiron energy, it's the time to heal, but raising your consciousness allows you to really think through that. Alongside this, we've got some tension areas. We've got the Sun, and that's squaring Mars, and so that could present a situation where somebody is stirring up feelings within you that could generate anger. But here it's about taking a kind of cool, measured approach, because the Sun is also in Aquarius, so it's about using your higher mind and coming from the point of view of objectivity, being really sure about your position and where you're coming from, but articulating that in a way whereby the person who you are connecting with, it doesn't aggravate you in a way where you might be quite explosive in how you respond. So it's about being mindful of your interactions. This is also, we've got another signature that could suggest there's aggravation and anger and a bit of tension, and that's because we've got Mars, and that's quincunxing Uranus. So here again you might experience a level of aggravation. But instead of you just rising and reacting and responding, it's about you being able to be a little bit more dispassionate. And that could be helped because in the Earth sign of Capricorn, we have Pluto, which I've already dealt with, but we have a conjunction with Venus and Mercury, and which is a wonderful aspect because it's about elegant communication. It's about harmonizing the way that you want to relate to people so they feel safe, you feel safe, they feel heard, you feel heard. And so using this Venusian way of communication is a way to temper the aggravation that you may be feeling. So check in with your Mercury and your Venus. As I mentioned, it's the Chinese New Year today, and it's the fire monkey. And so there are a number of things that have been suggested for this coming year, some signs, and they will be suffering and some will be benefiting. But there are two very clear things that are coming through for this year. One is around this sense that all of us have to pay far more attention to our health and our well-being. And that, as I said, is being supported. If we look in terms of Western astrology, we have the North Node in Virgo, and that's about moving forward, but it's about the particulars, particularly because it's in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is about health and healing and taking very practical steps to ensure that you bring about your own sense of well-being. Also, it's been suggested that it's a great year for women, and women moving into roles of leadership. So it could well be Hillary Clinton's year. She may be the person stepping inside the White House in November. So we'll all have to wait and see around that. So that gives you a sense of all the energies that are taking place under this new moon. It's in Aquarius, and there's this underlying sense of cutting free from the past. Uranus is there. Uranus is in Aries, it's in a fire sign. There's this sense of wanting to be distinctive and unique. It's a cardinal sign, so there's an urge to move forward. It could be in quite a spectacular or shocking way, but the lesson there is about how you let go of the past. So that brings me to the end for this week's episode, and I want to leave you with a quote from Henry Ford. And what he said is, coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And so applying that to your personal world, how are you able to come together with yourself? How are you able to really showcase that self-image that you want to protect in the world? How are you able to keep working with your changes that are taking place? You're a work in progress. And as you're seeing your progress and you're relaxing into your progress, and then you're able to continue to work on yourself so that you are ending up and living as a really authentic version of who you are. So on that note, I wish you a fantastic new year, a fantastic week. If you have any comments, put them in the comment box below. I always love to connect with you. Feel free to share it with people in your network. You can subscribe and you can like. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you again on the next episode.